Early in his life, Tecumseh would lose his father and Shawnee Chief Tecumseh. He would fall at the Battle of Pleasant Point when a militia of armed Virginians violated a recent treaty signed by entering Indian territory. After the death of his father, Tecumseh would be dedicated to the eradication of the ever-encroaching white man. He would become, in his own words, a fire spreading over hill and valley, consuming the race of dark souls. While too young to fight himself during the Revolutionary War, other Shawnee tribesmen battled against Americans alongside British soldiers in an effort to halt the expansion into native lands. After the Revolutionary War, a 15-year-old Tecumseh would join other tribesmen in raiding and attacking boats floating down the Ohio River. They became so good at this that river traffic virtually ceased in the area. By this time, disheartened and defeated, many natives were selling their land and adopting their new way of life. Tecumseh warned his people of this assimilation. Where today are the Pequot? Where are the Narragansett, the Mohican, the Polkanet, and other powerful tribes of our people? They have vanished before the avarice and oppression of the white man. Sleep not longer, O Choctaws and Chickasaws. Will not the bones of our dead be plowed up and their graves turned into plow fields? Also taking up this cause was Shawnee prophet and younger brother of Tecumseh, Tenskwatawa, or the Open Door. He would prophesy that the white men were the spawn of the great sea serpent, and with them came impending doom. He would go on to forbid his fellow natives from eating European food, from wearing their clothing, from drinking alcohol, and most importantly, from adopting Christianity. Tenskwatawa would correctly predict the solar eclipse in 1806. This would give credibility to his gift of prophecy. Many natives from different tribes would heed his words and join the two brothers in their campaign to preserve their culture and settle in Prophetstown in present-day Indiana. In 1809, William Henry Harrison, who would later become our 9th president, would, along with native representatives, sign the Treaty of Fort Wayne, forfeiting over 3 million acres of land, much to the displeasure of Tecumseh. In response to the signing of Fort Wayne, he, along with 400 armed warriors, would confront Harrison at Grouseland, his home in Indiana. Tecumseh would say to him, "Governor Harrison, you have the liberty to return to your own country. You wish to prevent the Indians from doing as we wish them, to unite and let them consider their lands as common property of the whole. You never see an Indian endeavor to make the white people do this. Sell a country? Why not sell the air, the great sea, as well as the earth? Did not the Great Spirit make them all for the use of his children? How can we have confidence in the white people?" Tecumseh's demand to nullify the Fort Wayne Treaty were not met, and he ordered his men to kill Harrison. A small garrison came to his aid, saving his life. Tecumseh and his men were now forced out of town, Tecumseh shouting his intention to ally with the British, which in time would end up happening. In response to Tecumseh's aggression, along with his unwillingness to cooperate, Harrison would attack Prophetstown in the Battle of Tippecanoe. Tecumseh was out fighting allies at the time, while his brother, the prophet, Tenskwatawa, was acting leader, so this is when Harrison decided to strike. Tenskwatawa offered to speak of peace agreements in the morning. Harrison agreed to these terms, and then he attacked in the night. Many were killed, and those that were not would abandon the cause. Discredited, the prophet was no more. While the assault on Prophetstown was occurring, Tecumseh would make good on his threat to Harrison and would forge an alliance with Great Britain. The alliance would have military success. Tecumseh was a great strategist. This is seen during the Siege of Detroit, where 400 of his men would come out of the tree line, circle around, and do so once more, creating the illusion of there being several more men, fooling General William Hull into surrendering in fear. Next was the Siege of Fort Meigs, which was tiresome and would result in defeat. During the battle, native warriors began executing American prisoners. This angered Tecumseh, and he ended the killings immediately. Americans would take note of this deed, and gave him the flattering nickname of Noble Savage. Father, listen. The Americans have not defeated us by land, neither are we sure they have done so by water. We therefore wish to remain here and fight our enemies should they make their appearance, Father. You have got the arms and the ammunition which our great father sent for his red children. If you have an idea of going away, give them to us. Our lives are in the hands of the Great Spirit. We are determined to defend our land, and if it be His will, we wish to leave our bones upon them. Tecumseh would be defeated and killed October 5, 1813, at the Battle of Thames, by Colonel Richard Johnson, who would later go on to become Vice President of the United States. His popular campaign slogan being Rumsey Dumpsey, Rumsey Dumpsey, Colonel Johnson killed Tecumseh. His legacy lives on today, as he is remembered as a Canadian hero for his war triumphs during the War of 1812, and in the United States, 4 U.S. naval ships would be named in his honor throughout history. But to the natives, he was the embodiment of righteous defiance, a man who stuck to his convictions and would fight for the native way of life until his death. Live your life so that the fear of death can never enter your heart. Love your life, perfect your life, beautify all things in your life. Seek to make your life long and in the service of your people. Tecumseh. Tecumseh was a victim of the idea of American exceptionalism. Savagery in the eyes of his conquerors would be his only birthright. He fought ferociously to preserve native cultural identity and would struggle to uphold and extend the values the country was founded upon to his people. Never knowing equality, justice, or peace for that matter, Tecumseh's life was a tragedy molded by the attitudes and greed of the American people.